What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We got a bit of a different setup here. We're actually going to be talking about some potential plays for the coming month. We're talking about 5 stocks and maybe some bonus ones of some of the stocks I'm looking at for the month of December that have been oversold and we took a bit of a beat down and it could see a potential recovery. I get a lot of questions asking what stocks I'm watching. As you guys know, I have custom scanners that watch different stocks every single day, but I do want to make a video that maybe give you guys some ideas on stocks to watch for the coming month. And I know swing trading is so popular, I said why not make a video of it, of potential stocks I'm interested in myself too. And I don't want to make this video that hey, I'm showing you guys some stocks and you guys are gonna go out there and buy it. These are potential, these are stocks that have potential. They might have possibilities of entering a trade, but those possibilities aren't there yet. So I want you guys to have a watch list, write them down somewhere, some of these stocks to keep an eye on, to look for opportunities. If the opportunity presents itself, please take it and take advantage of it. But if it doesn't present itself, hey, don't waste your money, don't invest in a stock. And if you don't know what the opportunities we're looking for or how to trade, you need more help with how to get started trading, take a look at some of our older videos on how to start trading, or hey, come join us in our Discord. We have a great Discord, a great community of people that love to answer questions. Come ask me questions. I trade live there every single day. The link will be down in the description, and some of these stocks are actually from our Discord community that they asked me to take a look at it. And remember, we always trade with a plan. So before you enter a trade, I want you to know why you're getting in, what the setup is, what your profit targets are, and what your stop loss is. You can't keep your stop contained and have your wins be bigger than your stops if you don't contain your stops. If you just let them run and you keep taking losses on losses without stopping them, hey, your losses are most likely going to be bigger than your wins. So please, before you enter any trades, always write with a plan. I'm so adamant about it. I always mention it in every single video. So the first stock we're going to be talking about is ticker symbol ATHM. I do like this stock because you can see it has a repetitive pattern. You guys can see hits the 180 SMA, which is 180 SMA. If you don't know how to use it, go look at our older videos. And it goes up, then it comes down, hits 180 again, dips a little under, it goes up, down, up and down, up and down. So it does this repetitive pattern. You guys can clearly see the highs and the lows of it, and it's pretty steady pattern. So that's why I like it. And as you guys can see at earnings today, so at earnings, so the stock did take a bit of beat down, and it's right under that 180 SMA, like the pattern it likes to repeat itself, and it's also already recovering. As you guys can see, our entry would have been right around above this 180 SMA, so it's right around there. So it's a great opportunity to potentially keep it riding it up to higher highs. So as you guys can see, I do like this pattern, and I think this is one of the better opportunities in the market right now because it's so repetitive, this pattern. It's easy to save stop loss under this 180 SMA if you were to trade it. And of course, look for entries. I always look for the entries intraday. So do look at the daily and the 4-hour time frames to look for the opportunities, and then look for the exact entry. I'll switch over to 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute time frame. Okay. And if you need more help on how to find exact entries, look at all the videos. So this is one of the tickers that I'm most excited about for Monday. And as you guys know, I love trading earnings, but I don't trade the actual earnings report. I trade before the runner up to it or the aftermath of the earning. A lot of times the earnings do cause an overreaction, and it could cause the stock to undersell for no real reason, and it recovers pretty fast after. That's why I love trading earnings so much. So ticker symbol ATHM. Next, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol MRVL. So this ticker, much like the one before, actually had earnings recently, and it took a pretty big beat down, and it seems like to be bouncing on this 180 SMA. Right now it's consolidating a little bit right above it, so we'll look for a move to shoot back up to maybe 45, 47. So the profit margins will be around 10%, which is definitely a really nice profit. And as you guys know, we always try to look for stocks that are above 180 SMA because that puts the momentum towards your favor. It means it's a stock that's ascending on the long term, which means that the stock is kind of going towards your favor overall the long term. You could trade stocks that are under the 180 SMA, but it's much harder just because it's kind of like a sail. You have the wind blowing against you or with you. We want the wind blowing with us. So another ticker symbol that I like, another earnings play, MRVL. Next, we're going to be talking about cost. Ticker symbol COST, COST, and this is Costco. Costco has actually earnings coming up, not too far away from now, and this is another stock that's been ascending 180 SMA, and it took a bit of a beat down. It hasn't taken a beat down all the way to 180 SMA, but it definitely could move its way down there. As you guys can see, it's still kind of trending down a bit, so I'll look for either a bounce or a potential recovery play before the earnings. Of course, we don't ever try to hold the earnings, because earnings, even if they're good earnings, could end up bad for a company, or even if they're bad earnings, they could end up good for the stock. So we always try to play it before or after all the earnings. I never play during. So please, if you're going to be playing earnings, just keep in mind it's you're almost like gambling. You know, you could technically do it, but I will stay away from it unless you're willing to take that big risk. Next, we're going to be talking about NIO. Everybody's favorite stock, NIO, has been going crazy, and it has a crazy overvaluation of the stock. But actually, I want to talk about this stock just because it's so overhyped and everybody's talking about it. So I want to give you guys some direction on how to trade this if you do want to trade it. As you guys can know, probably the NIO has been running massively, about like maybe over 1,000% on the year. And it actually, as you guys can see, had this ascending 180, and it actually hit it, and as you guys can see, found really strong support. Even though this stock was being sold off so much, you found this strong support here, and there's been a big bounce off of it. So of course it's turning down again a little bit because of the whole news with the House passing the bills for change stocks, but I would definitely look for a combination of that news and 180 SMA. For a recovery up for NIO. But remember, NIO, that is a very strong volatile stock, so if you're not willing to take kind of bigger risks, stay away from this stock. There's a bigger risk, potential big reward for this stock. So keep in mind, this stock is very volatile, acts crazy, it's not as consistent as some of the other stocks, so you know, take that for however you want to trade it. Next, we're going to be talking about symbol RIDE, R-I-D-E, and I do like this stock, even if it did drop under the 180, and the 180 is a little bit more descending, and it's kind of turning out ascending, that it did bounce here, and like it has done before in the past. This is a stock that seems to have pretty strong resistance level around 30, so you could look for a play for this 20, 22, mark all the way back up to 30, and 30 will be my mark. That would take off most of my profits if I were to trade this, just because as you guys can see, it has this strong resistance level up here. So again, I will look for a bounce on 180 SMA. It still has a lot to prove, this stock, but it's definitely one that you can keep an eye on, and remember, look for this intraday for any potential opportunities within the day to trade this. So symbol RIDE is another one of those companies that is in the V sector, so keep an eye on the V sector. Is also very volatile, just like we talked about with NIO. So these are actually the 5 stocks that I'm keeping an eye on for potential swing plays in December, but I would like to talk about another one as well, that is something called Baba or Alibaba. If you're familiar with it, it was doing really great. It was ascending up, but it's been taking kind of a series of beating, and it's pretty hard beating with some different news they had, and I still think it has a bullish sentiment from the stock. I think the stock is potentially really good on the long term based on their fundamentals, and it seems to be actually recovering even after their earnings report and the news. As you guys can see, it was dipping down really hard, and it went back up, so it's making, and now it's down. It seems to have found its bottom at 262, and it seems to be making some lower highs. So if your stock is making lower highs, that means it's seeming to be trending upwards again. So I will look for this recovery move. You could wait for the 180 SMA to catch up, so it will probably take a week or so, but this is definitely a stock that I'm keeping an eye on, especially for the very long term. I do like Alibaba very long term as an investment purposes, and I do think it's a stock that has high potential of growth over long term. It's kind of like an Amazon of China, so I really do enjoy the stock, so this is one I'm keeping a very close eye on. If you guys have any other stocks that you want me to look at, leave in the comments down below. I will reply to all the comments if you leave a ticker, and I will tell you what I think about it on a technical standpoint, and I might do some research on it. If you guys like this video, if you guys like this type of videos, so we go over actual ticker, leave down a comment or a like button, or join our Discord. Let me know privately, and I will definitely make some more of it. We can make it, you know, about different sectors, about different type of plays, oversold, overbought stocks, and how you should trade them. And we can even talk about what stocks to short other than the ones we're looking for long. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, peace.